Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to find the multiplicative inverse of a matrix using the TI-83 Plus graphing calculator, and I'll show you how to do it two ways. But let's first consider the number 2. The multiplicative inverse of 2 is just the reciprocal of 2, which is 1/2. 2 times a half is 1. Consider 3. The multiplicative inverse of 3, again the reciprocal is 1/3, and 3 times 1/3 is 1. So when you multiply a number times its inverse, you get the identity 1. 0 has reciprocal 1 over 0, but division by 0 is not defined, so 0 does not have an inverse. So that's going to be the case with some square matrices. We're only considering square matrices for inverses, okay? And not every square matrix is going to have an inverse. So let's go through the procedure and I'll show you what's going to happen for some of these. So hit the second key and then access this key right here, matrix, in yellow there. Let's turn the calculator on first. So second, matrix. So I'm going to use the first matrix to enter the component, so I go to edit, hit enter. Okay, this is a 3 by 3, 3 rows, 3 columns. So I hit enter a 3, hit enter a 3, hit enter, and then I enter the components. And I follow each of these with an enter. Once I enter 1, and 4, enter, 6, enter, 8, 1, -5, enter, 3, enter, -7, 11. Okay, so let's review the rows. First row 1, 4, and 6, 8, -8, 1, and -5, 3, -7, and 11. So let's do a second quit, and then let's go back to the matrix menu. And I want to use the matrix I just edited, so I hit enter. Okay, I have to put a little -1 here to indicate that I want the inverse of this, but don't use the caret and the -1. It won't work on this calculator. Hit this key right here, X to the -1, hit it, and it puts the -1 there. If I hit enter, that'll give me the inverse, multiplicative inverse of that matrix in decimal form. So if I want it in fractions, which usually you do, go to math. The first entry is fraction, so let's hit enter. And we hit enter again. Notice it'll take the previous answer and convert it to a fraction. There you have it. So you can read the first column there. Components 12 over 395, 103 over 790, 59 over 790. Scroll to the next one. So you can see the components of the second column, 43 over 395, 7 over 790, -19 over 790. Go to the next one. For the third column, 13 over 395 minus 53 over 790, 31 over 790. Now let's hit the times key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this inverse by the given matrix. Times. To multiply the answer by the given matrix, I'll go back to the matrix menu. I want A. It's already highlighted, so hit enter. Okay, so here multiplying A by, and this is the answer here, is A inverse. So if I hit enter, I get what is called the identity matrix for multiplication. Notice the identity matrix for multiplication is always a square matrix. It could be a 2 by 2, a 3 by 3, a 4 by 4, but it's always going to have 1s along the main diagonal and 0s above and 0s below. That's how you can verify that you do have the inverse of the matrix. That is the multiplicative inverse. So let's clear this. Okay, so here are the components. You can see them a little bit clearly. So for the matrix A, we denote the inverse by A inverse with a -1 here. And these are the components that I just got on the calculator. Okay, and And here's your 2 by 2 identity matrix for multiplication. Notice 1's along the main diagonal, 0 and a 0 below that diagonal. And of course in this case I'm dealing with a 3 by 3. Here's your 3 by 3 identity matrix for multiplication. 1's along the main diagonal. Everything above or below is 0. The 4 by 4 would be the same, except you'd have 1's. You'd have an extra 1 on this diagonal here. Okay. Now, you use the matrix menu to find the inverse of a matrix. You can perform operations on matrices, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and so forth. I do have some other videos on my other channel that I'll put a link to it in case you want to see some more math tutorials, and you can subscribe to that channel also if you like. But now let me show you how to do it without going to the matrix menu. So the way it's going to do it, I'm basically going to enter the components of the matrix on the home screen. But I'm going to start with a bracket. Like that. I'm going to finish with a bracket, and then all the rows of the matrix are going to be in bracket form. Okay. So I need another bracket for the first row, and then enter the components. So 1, comma, 4, comma, 6, and then close with a bracket. And then start the next row with another bracket. 8, comma, 1, comma, -5. Close with a bracket. And then we start the next row with a bracket. 3, comma, -7, comma, 11. Close with a bracket. And then close with a final bracket. Okay, so again, I start with the bracket, and then each row is contained within brackets, and the components are separated by a comma. Then it's the same thing. I put the -1 using this key right here, X to -1, hit enter, or just, hit the key, now hit enter, and then just like before, I want the fraction, so go to math, enter, and then enter again. And again, you can scroll by these and you'll find that you get the same result that I got using the other method. Okay. So again, check out the other videos and see if you find something that you like. And if you like these videos, you want to put some comments or suggestions, please subscribe and it will consider your requests. Thanks again.